Hey, what's going on, people? This is the story I ended up arrested for hip hop lyrics and poetry. Okay, let me take you back now. The year is 2008. The month is November. At the time, I was living in Langdon, which is Basildon, Essex. It was a Friday night and I was hungry. Okay, so I took a trip to Lidl. I picked up a juice and then walked down to grab some sweets. And across the aisle, next aisle, was some random white guy staring at me. Now, he had the dirtiest smirk on his face. Them energies just weren't right. They were off. I knew I had to leave that store, so I was gone. Zoom. At the front of the store now, I could hear two sirens. Okay, carried on walking. The two fed cars flew past me to the other end of the little car park. There's me still walking. A couple seconds later, I'm literally thrown to the ground and they demanded, "What is your name?" I said, "My name is Ian Martin." They said, "That's not your name. You're nicked." They put me in the car and they took me to Basildon Police Station. Now, obviously, Friday night, Basildon custody suite's going to be kind of busy, so they told me we're going to have to wait for some time. So I said to them, "What exactly have I been arrested for, though?" They said, "We can't tell you, but once you get in there, you can know more." Okay, that's good of them, isn't it? So I'm sitting there, a couple hours pass. I'm now at the custody desk with the custody sergeant, the two arresting officers, and the next policeman I've never seen before comes walking up to me with an introduction of, "Finally, Mr. Dunn, we meet, we have you at last." Now, it turns out I had 3 warrants in 3 areas, okay? One was something I can't even remember now, it was a minor. The next one was another minor, it was a craziness with a girl. And now the next one they were looking at were these 3 charges, okay? Now, you're ready for this. Slander, harassment, and threats to kill through hip-hop and poetry. Now, I swear, it does not make no sense whatsoever. That was ×2. Okay, so they've told me this is the situation. You're going to be getting a solicitor. Here's a book. If you request a solicitor, here's the book. So I went through the book. Me being me, I didn't take the situation serious at that time. I opened the book, first page. I said, "That solicitor at the top in the A's, I'll take that one." So I was put in a cell. I was then told, my solicitor's here. So my solicitor come for an interview and said to me, "I don't think you understand the severity of what the charges you're facing. You're facing 9 to 11 years. Okay, now imagine telling somebody who's been writing from 11 years old, somebody that's been publishing for 6 months, somebody who's 28 years old, has spent his whole lifetime admiring rap guys, okay, that what he's doing was wrong. 9 to 11 years. Now, I still can't take that serious. I'm explaining my situation, what led up to this, obviously, and she's just not having any of this. She said she can't help me, so she's not willing to work with me now. She's going to sign me off, and somebody else will take over. That woman that take over, the new solicitor, turned out to be her daughter, who had more of an understanding of hip-hop culture, the art form, so I had a little bit of safety that I didn't have previously. Okay, so we're then going to an interview. The interview is my solicitor, myself, and the arresting officer, PC Arthur. The tape starts recording. It starts the interview with, "Mr. Dunn, do you have a firearm?" I replied, "No, I have a 22 at home, a 22 rifle, but no, I have no firearm." He replied back, "Do you have access or can you obtain a firearm?" I said, "No, I don't. No, I can't." He then replied, "Are you sure?" So I replied, "Yes." At that moment, he said, for the tape, I showed Mr. Dunn Exhibit A, and from his legs, he pulled up a firearm, okay? Now, what was this, a Mac-10? Nope. Was this an AK? Nope. Let me tell you what it was. It was one of them little pound shop, £2 BB guns. You remember them times, right? Okay, you just can't make this shit up. So now he wants to know why I discarded this weapon, okay? Why I discarded it. Because it broke in the garden a few days ago. It's a cheap BB gun, and I threw it in the bin. So he thinks I'm trying to get rid of it through the bin, okay? This don't make no sense whatsoever, does it? So, then he says to me, "Right, we've gone to your ex-girl's house, and we've gone to your nan's house, and that's where we've retrieved that that gun. At the time, it wasn't seen as a toy. Totally stupid." And then asked me where I bought this gun from. I said, "The pound shop." He said, "How did you get that gun home?" I said, "In a box, in a bag that the pound shop gave me." He said, "Now you just admitted that you are in possession of a legal firearm on the street." Oh my days. Now, obviously, I still didn't know how to take this because I'm being told I'm facing 11 years for poetry. Some toy BB gun is being seen as some machine or something. And then on top of that, he's not getting what he needs from me. So he, obviously, some police like to do dirty tricks, don't they? PCR for you had to go for the dirty trick. Okay, so what he did, he reached down again, his pocket full of tricks, and then he pulls up something. He stares at something, and he says this to himself: Ah, isn't she beautiful? Isn't she pretty? Shame you don't see her. Now that picture was my little girl, my daughter. I've never seen that picture before. And like leading up to this court case, it was me standing up against the discrimination of my daughter. Okay, and I ain't gonna lie, tell anybody I cried like a baby. And I told that police officer, "You'll pay for that." His reply was that a threat, Mr. Dunn? I said, "No, that wasn't. Just leave it as that." Okay, I was then taken back to the custody suite at the desk. I was charged with slander, threats to kill, and harassment. The others were dropped, obviously. But I'm told I'm not going home now. I'm going to be kept in the police station until Monday morning when I go to the magistrates. Okay, so Monday morning now, up early. They put me in a Serco van. They took me to the magistrates. So from Basildon Police Station to Basildon Magistrates. I had a little wait there. They put me in front of the judge. The judge asked me this: "Mr. Dunn, am I guilty or not guilty? Guilty or not guilty of poetry?" You know, like I don't know where I stand with this one. So I laughed. Now some people say that's a nervous laugh. Some people would say I'm acting up. But straight up, like it's like saying to me, "Mr. Dunn, you're getting a life sentence for your rams." Like it makes no sense. Of course, I laughed. That wasn't the wisest decision, okay? Now that judge replied with one word that'll take out a man that writes lyrics every day since 11 years old, okay? One word. Never did I know one word could take me out. Let me tell you what that one word was. Remand. Remand. You don't know the power of your words now, do you? Okay? So you're thinking to yourself, boy, you don't know what to say. A million words want to come out, but nothing can come out. And that's when they take you down, okay? So now you've got no one to talk to but your solicitor. I'm taken down, but the cells were filled, so they took me down below the cells. They're like dungeon cells, like when it was originally built or something. It's like out of touch, like place. Well, anyway, you know the film Man in the Iron Mask, Leonardo DiCaprio, where you had that one brother trying to eradicate the other brother by keeping him hidden? If that's where anyone was going to go missing, that's the place. I'm telling you, I see like pleas for help carved into the walls. I've never seen anything like it. When they come for a next meeting with me, they put some light on me. It's like interrogation, like the American films that. Oh, it was dark, so I was in a dungeon when they were doing it. Nothing made sense. Well, anyway, I waited a little bit. They cuffed me. They put me on the Serco bus, okay? I'm on the sweatbox. Now, with them Sercos, you know you can see out and nobody can see in. Now, I'm just watching. I'm leaving Basildon on my way to Chelmsford. Now, the song that was playing at the time was T.I. Rihanna, Live Your Life. But how could you live your life when you was trying to chase your dreams, but society was shooting you down for them same dreams? Okay? So, on the way to Chelmsford, all of a sudden some white guy on the bus starts acting up about, "Hey bruv, watch when I get to prison, watch I'm gonna bully a man, you know." Nah, it don't really work like that. You could see the guy was acting up. Okay, some guy then spoke to me from behind. He said to me, "Hey brother, what's your name?" I said, "Ian." He said something that's mad. "My name's Ian. We call in prison, yeah?" I said, "Yeah." I could see there was a good vibe there. Obviously, he'd heard what this guy said. There was a little tension on that bus. We then got off the bus, cuffed, obviously. We're taken into the prison and we're put in some like holding place while we wait for introduction. Okay? And that's the bit before lead on to the prison stories. I'll continue that.